Hello. The presentation you're about to watch was recorded before the crisis in India escalated dramatically. And I'd like to acknowledge that although we do have a sense of renewed optimism, there is for many a great uncertainty of when things will return to normal. We recognize that, and we of course are here to support you. But we do hope the stories and innovation we'll share today will help all of us continue to adapt to this reality and push the boundaries of what's possible together.
We can help our clients turn their own data into more valuable insights.
In recent years, we've become much more of a data-driven company for our decisions.
This will form a very important part of the next generation of education of surgeons.
Having the tools and resources and technology to do your job more efficiently and effectively definitely makes employees happy.
Rockwell's swift digital transformation has enabled us to empower our customers.
Hello, and welcome to the 4th annual Microsoft Business Applications Summit. We've been on quite the journey together since our first ever fully virtual event 1 year ago, and today that journey continues. As we saw in the video, organizations across every industry have stretched the boundaries of what's possible in ways we wouldn't have believed just a year ago. And now, as the world begins to emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic, and the Northern Hemisphere welcomes the return of warmer weather and spring flowers, there's a new sense of optimism. So for our time today, we'll celebrate that optimism and continue to chart our path forward. Starting with a look back over the past year. The number one thing we've learned is that a business with a strong digital foundation can push the boundaries of what's possible and achieve their full potential. And without it, it's next to impossible to adapt to rapid change. Let's look at a couple examples. When the world went into lockdown a year ago, we quickly sought out ways to stay connected. We joined virtual happy hours and coffee chats, live streams, and remote watch parties. We worked from home, we learned from home, we connected with friends and family, all from home. Over the past year, I think we've all learned that while these interactions do their best to help us stay connected, there are times when you just have to be in the room. And that is especially true for a global beauty giant like L'Oreal. You see, L'Oreal makes a wide range of products that require very sophisticated machinery for production and packaging. And every complicated machine needs service sometimes. Maybe a part broke, an upgrade needs to be installed, or it's just time for a performance checkup. And when this happens, you really need to be in the room. It's not easy to explain a complex repair over the phone, and it's expensive and time-consuming to have experts travel to the site, to say nothing of the travel restrictions brought on by COVID. So to solve this challenge, L'Oreal found a way to bring experts into the room without bringing them physically on site. With Microsoft Dynamics 365 Remote Assist and HoloLens 2, employees in one location can see what employees in another location are looking at in real time. They can react to the same image, use mixed reality annotations, and share critical information even if they're thousands of miles apart. Now, the time L'Oreal spends on diagnosing and resolving issues has been cut in half, reducing operational and travel costs and providing immediate return on their investment. And as L'Oreal looks to the future, the solution will build on their long-term commitment to environmental sustainability. And they'll be able to make sure they have the right people in the room without the environmental impact of global travel. Sticking with the optimism theme, for many parents, optimism is all about getting their kids back in school, mine included. We all know that last year has been especially challenging as we've navigated school closures, distance learning, and trying to provide meals and snacks for a very full household. School districts have been dealing with the same challenges, and many are strengthening their digital foundation as they chart their path forward. The Los Angeles Unified School District is a great example of the largest school district in the United States, serving more than 650,000 students and employing 75,000 people at more than 1,400 schools. And as soon as they closed their schools, they knew that they would need a strong path to reopen safely. So they worked with a consortium of partners, including Microsoft, to help design and implement a strategy, including a daily pass application and other solutions. The result, the Return to School solution, built on the Microsoft Power Platform, will help them safely reopen schools across Los Angeles. And in addition, the school district sees the potential to continue to evolve the delivery of health and learning services in the districts moving forward. Lastly, let's look at one more example, Patagonia. Even before the pandemic, Patagonia was on a journey to deliver meaningful customer experiences. But as you'll hear in this video with Microsoft, that journey took on a whole new urgency last year. Let's take a look.
Working at Patagonia is so much more than just a job. The products that we make, we have some very technical products, and we have sportswear products, and we have base layers and outerwear, and people who appreciate our brand understand our mission. We are focused on whatever we can do to save our home planet.
I've never worked for a place where I felt like it was for a higher purpose. Our customers' experience with any interaction with Patagonia is very important to us. It is a big part of our brand, both from a knowledge of the product standpoint, from a customer service, we'll take care of you standpoint. And so to really make all that happen, obviously you need technology tools to allow you to do that.
We have had a very long-standing, strong partnership with Microsoft, and we're always pushing on Microsoft within retail to be new and innovative and different. And when we were looking at needing to upgrade, moving to D365 made sense for a lot of reasons.
The most critical part of my job is to make sure that the system is operating as efficiently as possible. And that is an ever-evolving, day-to-day change. There are some objectives and initiatives that we know about and can plan for, but there are many things, especially in the last year or two, that have caused us to have to pivot very quickly. We had moved on to D365 almost 2 years ago, and then about a year into it, we were ready to move our direct-to-consumer businesses and selling channels into D365 as well. Literally on the cusp of go live is when things went crazy last year in March, and actually completely shut down our business, shut down our warehouse, shut down all call centers, shut down all of our retail stores practically overnight.
Everything was closed. We closed all of our offices. Everybody went to working remote. We learned how to use Teams overnight. So we did our entire D365 go live for our direct business remotely, and that was not planned.
Normally you have an army of consultants and IT folks go on site to make all this happen. We came up with a plan to execute remotely, and thanks to Microsoft Teams, we actually pulled that off.
And using distributed order management, even though the stores were not open to customers, we were able to turn our stores into mini warehouses to keep our retail employees working. So we were doing buy online and ship from store, and then eventually we started adding curbside pickup, and all of this was enabled by D365.
We absolutely want the customer experience to be as efficient as possible and as comforting as possible and safe and secure as possible. So you want to be able to tie the customer journey together as they go back and forth between your channels, but in a non-obtrusive way. And using Microsoft tools, D365, is part of what's allowing us to do that. But it's a journey. It's a journey.
Patagonia, it's a very special place, but for now, we're making it work remotely, and it almost feels like we're working better and more collaboratively together across our campuses through Teams and with D365.
Patagonia's story and so many others show us the importance of agility in the face of rapid change and how organizations can rise above to realize their full potential. And as they continue to chart a path forward, they will build on their digital foundation with new capabilities that meet the needs of tomorrow. But at the end of the day, organizations don't rise to challenges, people do. People are the catalysts that bring the creativity and determination that move organizations forward. And who better to help us celebrate community than James Phillips? Hi, James.
Hey, how are you, Alyssa? It's good to be here in person.
It's so good to see you. Welcome to MBAS. It is the highlight of my year every year.
And mine too. I think, the first time we did this was in 2016, and it was just the Data Insight Summit at that point. It's crazy how much it's grown over the last several years.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. And I love seeing the whole community come together. I always walk away with new insights and inspiration and a renewed appreciation for this incredible community. And I know I can speak on behalf of the entire Microsoft team when I say a huge, huge thank you.
And thank you for me as well. I think as I look at this photo with some members of the community, I recognize some faces. Tim Smith, we've got Alan Chai, we've got Sarah Critchley. But the problem is we've got so many people now, I could not possibly know everyone in the community. Over 2 million active community members, hundreds of user groups. We really have gotten to a place now where it's a movement. And I've always said that the success of the Power Platform, the success of Dynamics 365 really has everything to do with community. And we're deeply grateful for your partnership, your involvement, your engagement, and really your support of each other. It's the power of community that has made this platform what it is today. Let's hear a few words from the community itself.
My name is Daniel Christian.
This is Geeta.
This is Prashant.
My name is Samal Rai.
Matt Beard. Connor Doyle.
My name is Amma Kusi.
The people in this community are amazing, always willing to help.
The community gives everyone a space to feel empowered, to connect, share, and learn more from each other.
And as time goes on, it truly does become more incredible, and it never ceases to amaze me. Now, thanks to 2020, I've got friends all over the world, and I know they will go above and beyond to help out me and other fellow members of that community.
Whether you're a low coder, a pro coder, a startup, or an enterprise, the people in this community that will help you get there.
I would not have thought that I would meet and make friends in almost every part of the world.
There's one thing that really brings us all together is problem solving.
It has helped me be a better person. It's helped me be a better listener.
From a professional perspective, I've learned so much from everybody else. Yet at the same time, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface on what to offer.
It's a great community to share ideas and content about the Microsoft business applications.
Our community basically is our customers coming together.
The coming years, I expect the community to grow in strength, grow in numbers, grow in resources.
But truly make it a whole global ecosystem where no place leaves untouched.
And that's because we share one thing in common, and that's the community itself.
Even though we can't physically be together, it is so nice to see and hear from members of our community. And new this year, we are supporting the Power Platform and Microsoft Dynamics 365 communities in a whole new way. We have new community-owned Microsoft-empowered user groups where you'll be able to engage directly with Microsoft to answer questions, learn about the latest innovations, and influence future product roadmap. They're also a great place to find information that matters to you with Microsoft employees joining your local community. So if you want to elevate your skills and achieve more at work, please join a local Dynamics 365 or Power Platform community at aka.ms/UG. And in addition, I know James has a very special announcement to make for our communities as well.
I do. Thank you, Alyssa. So a couple of years ago, we started this Fast Track Certified Solution Architect program. We started it with Dynamics 365. Last year, we added the Power Platform. And this year, we're continuing to add more certified solution architects into this program. It is a very, very rigorous process. Very few make the cut, frankly. Not only do you have to demonstrate knowledge through tests, but you also have to work side by side with our Fast Track team doing an actual implementation. And so it's a very rigorous program. And I'll tell you that if I was implementing Dynamics 365 or trying to leverage the Power Platform in one of my projects, I would absolutely 100% one of these individuals overseeing solution architecture for the program. So thank you all for the commitment to this program, for going through this rigorous process, this sort of seal of approval. You can take it to the bank. And so let's hear now from some of our brand new for 2021 Fast Track Certified Solution Architects.
I'm grateful to be recognized as a Fast Track Solution Architect. This is a true acknowledgement of our journey through learning and development, as well as real-world experience in solution delivery. I'm proud to be part of the Microsoft community.
Congratulations to all architects who have achieved this wonderful recognition from Microsoft Fast Track. I am honored to be in such wonderful company and think it's amazing that we continue to try to find ways to improve what we do and how we deliver so that our clients get the best of everything we have to offer. Thanks, everyone.
I love helping customers solve business problems. Thank you so much for this recognition, but this enables us to solve business problems together by helping our customers select the right services and technologies from Azure, the data platform, and Power BI to orchestrate and architect business solutions to solve business problems. Thank you so much. Looking forward to working with all of you.
It's a great honor to be receiving the Fast Track Recognized Solution Architect Award. The Power Platform has been a blessing, especially in the times of COVID-19 where rapid application development was needed. The Power Platform enabled us to build solutions for test scheduling and vaccine management scenarios. It has paved a new road for digital transformation. Thank you, Microsoft.
I hope you are all safe. I'm so happy and honored to be part of this program. Thank you so much, Microsoft. And I'm really excited to discover more about the Power Platform and share my experience with all of you. Join us.
You know, it's hard to believe that just 2 years ago in 2019, we had only 9 Fast Track Recognized Solution Architects. This year, we have over 100. And so I want to thank you deeply for going through this program. It's very, very rigorous. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your commitment to the craft. And for those who don't know, you have to get recertified every single year so your skills don't atrophy. So it's a huge commitment. And thank you in particular for those who are on a multi-year journey with us and who are being re-recognized this year. Now, we understand that not everyone can be Fast Track recognized, and yet it's critically important with Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform for our customers that implementations go very smoothly. So I'm excited to announce the new Success by Design book. And this has been a labor of love. We started this a couple of years ago where the Fast Track team took thousands of customer case studies, built checklists, provided guidance for exactly how you should think about going on this journey from governance to solution architecture to how to test before you go live. It's a comprehensive look at success by design. Now, part of the book talks about sort of our vision for what's possible with Dynamics 365, the Power Platform, and the broader Microsoft Cloud, because there is a huge, huge shift happening right now in business applications and in business process. So let's look at what's possible in the world that we're moving into. Let's say that you are a manufacturer of capital equipment. This is your customer on the screen. They're using your equipment in let's say it's an auto manufacturing facility. The piece of equipment is behind the little person that you see there. Now, in the past, you really didn't engage with your customer except in a reactive process. Let's say that piece of equipment one day fails. The production line goes down. Cars can't be made anymore. It's an emergency. That customer picks up the phone. They call your maintenance center. They need help. Finally, someone opens an application. Technology gets involved. They start typing into a form, maybe a case record. That trickles data down into a relational database. Now you can go react and sort of get the production line back up and running for your customer. But this is how we've always done business. Very reactive. I call it the application-first model. But there wasn't any other way to do it. In 1950, we were using the same business process, but you had filing cabinets behind you instead of a screen in front of you. There is now, though, a fundamental change occurring. And the fundamental change is that data is starting to come out of everything. And that data connects everything. Your customers, your suppliers, your employees, everything is increasingly a source of potential signal. Every car, every thermostat, every piece of metal bending equipment on an auto production line is increasingly a source of signal. And those organizations that can capture that signal, and we've built the Azure Cloud, a planet-scale yottabyte-class storage facility that allows you to capture all of that information, are in a position to go not react, but to predict the future and proact. And so if you look at the stack that we've built and that you'll see today, it starts with Azure, the ability first to capture this data, then with our AI capabilities to make predictions. On top of that, the Power Platform takes those predictions and allows you to build applications, automations, to use Power BI to get insight into what's happening on the ground and what the predictions predict for the future. Those applications, Dynamics 365 and Microsoft 365, built on this platform, take that data-first approach, but they're built on this stack so that you can start with the applications, but you can go down stack as required to tailor them and to add new applications. It's a unified collective of capabilities that I would argue is the world's only digital transformation platform. And the applications that you can build are sandwiched capabilities, layers, if you will, that start from data and work their way up to the user experience. And our ISV community, those partners who are building specialized capabilities, industry targeted, build atop this stack and go to market with us. It's a game changer across every single business process, every single industry, and puts in the hands of your users now applications that don't look anything like they did just a few short years ago. Now that application, because it's powered by data and AI, can predict via an anomaly detection model that piece of equipment is on its way to a failure, not that it has failed, but that there's sort of trouble brewing. That allows a predictive, proactive business process. Now you can reach out, go solve the problem, whether automatically, digitally, or by sending someone to do maintenance, and the problem never becomes a catastrophe. The production line never goes down. It's a game changer. But that's just one example from one industry in one business process domain. At the end of the day, every single business process in every industry, from customers to suppliers to employees, is up for grabs, is up for reimagination in this data-first versus application-first manner. And that's what the Microsoft Cloud provides. We've built this system that permits you to take this leap from the old reactive world to the predictive world across every business process, and we've wrapped it with the Microsoft Cloud for industry with a veneer in some ways in sort of capabilities that tailor the horizontal capabilities of the Microsoft Cloud for the needs of specific industries. We believe the Microsoft Cloud in all its glory here, as you'll see today, represents the world's first and only comprehensive platform for digital transformation, connecting people with their suppliers, with their customers, and all of their operational processes. So let's take a look now at a couple of examples. We're going to go look at how this technology is actually used in the real world. We'll look at the LA Clippers and see how they're using the Microsoft Cloud Dynamics Power Platform to go engage their fans, their customers in a unique and very powerful data-first predictive way. And then we'll look at Humana and how they've weathered this pandemic, leveraging Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform in particular. And to start us off, we're going to go to Lydia, who's going to show us the LA Clippers and their customer experience system that they've built with Dynamics 365. Take it away, Lydia.
Thanks, James. For the LA Clippers, fans are the lifeblood of their team. They told me that their number one priority is making sure that each fan is continually surprised and delighted by the relationship they have with them. Each fan is unique, and they want to understand what they're excited about in this very moment and deliver that fantastic experience. Having used Microsoft technology for many years, together we have been exploring how Dynamics 365 Customer Insights and Dynamics 365 Marketing's customer journey orchestration capability can uniquely deliver these real-time, personalized fan experiences. For the Clippers, it's crucial that the solution can light up these fan journeys at any touch point, whether that's as they walk into the stadium, talk to a call center agent, or browse their mobile app, so that their fans have a holistic, uniquely engaging experience. Let's take a look at a scenario through the lens of the Clippers. Mike is an avid fan and long-time season ticket holder. His favorite thing to do is to share his love for the game with his close friends. The LA Clippers want to truly understand Mike. On screen, we can see his rich customer insights profile. It shares with us how we can surprise and delight him, including how he's been interacting with us recently, predictions about products he would love, and what he's excited about right now. How did we get to this point? The first step in the journey is to take data from across his engagements and start to understand what Mike loves and how Mike behaves. We can take his interactions on social media, via the LA Clippers mobile app, how he likes to play fantasy basketball, the games he's attended, and more. Customer Insights will then use AI to begin to understand how Mike likes to operate. Next, out of the box, Customer Insights can use the Microsoft Graph to understand brands and interests that people like Mike will love. The Clippers could use this information to choose future partnerships that their fans would be really excited about. Enrichment also shares the confidence score for each interest to make it clear how strong the affinity is between their fans and each brand. The Clippers know that, of course, every fan loves to be treated with rewards like free food and drink or merchandise, but every fan has their own preferences. Using the new recommendation AI wizard, Customer Insights can identify which reward each fan would like the most. We appreciate that the Clippers would want to understand how these recommendations were calculated. Explainable AI presents the score of the model and what information, such as past transactions, was used to identify which reward a fan would be excited about. What's fantastic and differentiating about our solution is that once the Clippers add their own data, the model would start training itself on top of that data and make suggestions that are truly unique to their specific business. Customer Insights can next take these insights and use AI and ML algorithms to identify common interests in their fan base. These suggestions for segments can be used by the Clippers to reach groups of fans with experience that they can be confident will delight them. All of the information we've just seen comes together to form each fan's rich customer insights profile. Now we understand Mike's history with the Clippers, his individual interests, and what brands and products he would be excited about. Let's take these insights and orchestrate an awesome experience specifically for Mike. Dynamics 365 Customer Insights is built on the same platform as Dynamics 365 Marketing, meaning these rich insights about Mike can be used immediately in any journey. This level of integration is unparalleled in the market today. This is where everything changes. We don't send a set of similar customers all through the same segment-based journey. Instead, the Clippers could create an event-based journey. That means that Mike's own actions would lead the experience. This could be as he logs into the app, walks into the stadium, or responds to a survey. At every stage, AI would use his customer profile and identify the best path in the moment for Mike. This is really powerful. Let's bring this to life with an example scenario. It's game day, and Mike has brought his friend along for the game. He scans their tickets, and they enter the stadium. The Clippers want to make sure that their season ticket holders have a great night. This next part is really simple. The Clippers could create a journey that is triggered when the ticket is scanned, then filtered for all active season ticket holders. We've added the channel optimization tile so that the journey, when Mike enters the stadium, decides whether to send him an in-app notification, an SMS, an email, and so on. We know that while Mike is at games, he responds most to text messages. Channel optimization selects text, and Mike receives a personalized message with a coupon code for his favorite beer. It's so easy to create this journey, personalized for each fan as they go through it, that's responding in real time to their individual actions and preferences. Settled into the game, Mike watches his favorite player, Paul George, score a career-high number of three-pointers in one game. This is such a great moment. The Clippers love to celebrate with their season ticket holders and know that they're particularly delighted when they receive player-specific merchandise. To create this experience, competitors in the market today provide APIs, leaving you to wire everything up. Yes, Dynamics 365 Marketing has APIs, but importantly, it also has a rich event catalog filled with out-of-the-box events like emails opened, service case closed, new customer added, address changed, and more. Anyone can add these to their powerful customer-led journeys from day one. On top of that, it's incredibly easy to create custom events unique to the Clippers. In less than a minute, I can create an event trigger, and it's going to share with me the 3 lines of codes that can be added to any app or system that we would want to trigger a journey on or measure an outcome. When Paul George scores, the 3-point record is broken and the event fires. The journey identifies any season ticket holder who has attended 2 seasons of games, their preferred style of merchandise, and again uses channel optimization to send a real-time message via their preferred channel, with a unique individualized reward to celebrate. Mike loves Paul George, so he'll be thrilled to get a Paul George jersey. At the end of the night, customer journey orchestration receives a trigger that the game has ended. The journey would wait until Mike is on his way home from the game and send a customer voice survey to find out how his experience was. We want all of our content to be engaging, and we want it to be really easy to create. The Clippers can upload their media assets, and AI would immediately scan each image and tag it like we can see here on screen. As the Clippers author content, it would suggest images from their library that would really make this specific piece of content stand out. So of course, Mike is compelled to fill out the survey. The feedback the Clippers receive on the fan experience can be used to improve and optimize the journey, and also be used to measure the effectiveness of this specific journey on their end business goal, customer satisfaction. To do this, the Clippers could use Dynamics 365 Marketing to set a high customer satisfaction experience as a business goal. That goal could then be applied to one or many journeys they've designed. As people like Mike go through the journeys and fill out the customer survey, we can then clearly see the effectiveness of the journey and the impact that journey has on the customer satisfaction, and how the collection of journeys together is driving improved customer satisfaction all up. As we've seen today, we're no longer confined to static flows that force all fans through the same experience. Instead, Dynamics 365 Customer Insights maintains a living, breathing profile that is constantly learning about each fan, and Dynamics 365 Marketing Customer Journey Orchestration uses these insights and generates truly personalized fan-led journeys. These awesome fan experiences can be created at any customer touchpoint, whether that's walking into the stadium, engaging on the app, or chatting to the ticket sales team. The level of seamless integration here is unparalleled in the market today. This is all possible thanks to Dynamics 365 Customer Insights and Customer Journey Orchestration in Dynamics 365 Marketing. With that, I'll hand back to James.
Thank you very much, Lydia. And I think, look, this highlights exactly what's possible when you're able to start from data. Customer insights allows you to build a data-driven understanding of your customer, to predict their needs, to understand the opportunity to deliver experiences that are very tailored, sort of an experience of one, right down to the customer via our customer journey orchestration capabilities in Dynamics 365 Marketing. Now we're going to go look at Humana and how they are leveraging the Power Platform, and in particular Power BI and our new Power BI goals capabilities to weather the pandemic. So I'm going to hand it over to Justina to take us through that example.
Thank you, James. Humana is a healthcare innovation and community wellness company based out of Kentucky in the United States. The company is committed to helping millions of its Medicare and specialty members achieve lifelong well-being. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Humana extended its core mission to help their members and vulnerable communities in ways it had not before. Their solutions range from helping their crisis management team make sense of rapidly changing circumstances to using machine learning models to uncover and respond to food insecurity and helping deliver 1.4 million meals to those in need. Since Humana had already been using the Power Platform before the pandemic, it meant they could rapidly deliver these time-critical solutions, standing them up in a short span of just 4 days. Today, we're going to look at a Power Platform solution that Humana built, which focuses on helping its 9 million members, as well as people in the community it serves, to schedule vaccine appointments. Many of these people did not have the means to schedule appointments or get vaccinated. So let's take a look at what Humana was able to put together to help. Humana started out by creating an outreach program that helped targeted members book vaccination appointments with local providers. The Outreach Tracker app that you see here enables over 150 call center associates across multiple locations to collect important information about whom they spoke with, all their associated details, the outcomes of the call, and whether the individual will require additional assistance like transportation. If the member wants the vaccine, the agent can easily indicate that here and seamlessly navigate to the vaccination scheduler app. Here we can see that the zip code context was carried through, and now we can easily pick out a local provider in the neighborhood with available vaccines and open time slots. With all our member information already populated, the agent can now use the Power App to pick a date and a time slot, while behind the scenes, Power Apps uses a premium connector to lock on-premises SQL records, streamlining the process of connecting time-sensitive available vaccinations with its Humana members. To evaluate the impact of their campaign, Humana uses Power BI, which is now directly integrated into Microsoft Teams for a better collaboration experience. Here we can see the call analytics report, which dives into the data captured through the Outreach Power App. We can immediately see how over the last couple of weeks, as the outreach campaign gained momentum, call volumes increased significantly, reaching 400,000 calls per day by the end of April. We can also see details about call outcomes and understand how many of them resulted in a scheduled appointment on any given day. We can do more diagnostic analytics around call performance, investigating the proportion of calls being abandoned, the average call duration, and even analyzing anomalies in our data. For example, we can dig into a recent spike in call volume and note it was observed in the state of Iowa during the morning hours between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. These sorts of insights are valuable for providers to better optimize resources and ensure adequate staffing across locations and time intervals. Finally, Power BI is used to evaluate how well Humana is tracking against its main objective, which is to find and schedule relevant matches for all vaccines each day. This report shows how daily inbound and outbound calls translate into scheduled appointments. Humana can track how close they are to achieving 100% scheduled appointments by different locations and provider types. Now, to better track these important organizational metrics, Humana is exploring Power BI Goals, a set of brand new performance management capabilities we are launching today in public preview. With Power BI Goals, users can easily monitor the health of their business and proactively take action on goals they are responsible for. Let's take a look at how Humana could complement their current solution with the new Power BI Goals capabilities. Here we have a pinned scorecard tracking Humana's vaccine appointment goals for Washington State. We can see key information such as the name of the goal, the owner, the status, the value, as well as the progress. As I scan through these different goals, I can see that my scheduled appointments in Pierce County are behind. I can easily dive into the sub-goals and see key things such as inbound call conversion rates and outbound call conversion rates. Now, Power BI Goals lets users include notes to keep others updated about how their goals are progressing. In this case, I can see Aaron from the Boston call center has left a status update, letting the team know that they have been experiencing some technical issues which impacted call quality, but that this should be resolved next week. Adding new goals to a scorecard is a very frictionless experience. Let's add a new goal for appointments in Yakima. In a few clicks, I can give my goal a name, I can assign an owner, and now I can either type in a value or connect this data directly to Power BI data. We're going to select our call center analytics report and choose Yakima from the dropdown. We can now select our scheduled appointments data from the chart and bring this value into our scorecard. I'm going to directly add a target of 100%, do a little bit of lightweight formatting, and set this goal to be on track. Now, when I hit save, Power BI fetches the history of our appointment data and immediately shows how this goal has been progressing across time. If at any point I want to dive into the more details, I can click inside this goal and launch our Power BI report. I'm placed directly in the context of the data point being tracked and can now do some further investigation. As these goals become operationalized, it is important to connect them directly to my business processes. Coming this semester, Power BI goals will be fully integrated with Power Automate. Here we can see a flow I have authored, which is triggered by my goal changing status. When one of our goals becomes at risk, Power Automate will create a new task for the owner of the goal in Planner and prompt the owner to add a check-in through a Teams bot. Let us rerun one of our previous flows and take a look at what happens. Jumping back into our Teams channel, we can see a new task has been added for Carrie, which is due in next week. To summarize, we looked at how Humana uses the Power Platform to rapidly build solutions catering to the needs of their members and vulnerable communities during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks to the Outreach Tracker Power app, Humana helped schedule vaccine appointments for those in need and used Power BI to analyze the impact of the campaign. We also showed you how Power BI Goals, a brand new performance management solution in Power BI, could enhance Humana's existing reports and be extended with Power Automate. Now passing back to you, James.
Thank you very much, Justina. And wow, I think it's a perfect example, actually, of the power of the Power Platform. You know, if you look at these low-code, no-code platforms, you'll find some vendors that have maybe BI, some that have RPA or some automation capabilities, maybe some that you can build apps. Power Platform is the only platform that pulls it all together. And I think this demo really highlighted why that's critically important. You need a way to act, you need a way to learn, and then you need a way to automate to correct the process and to enhance the process. And I think with Power BI Goals, we've really added a key ingredient to the equation. It's really exciting to see that launch today.
And just what an incredible set of examples of the paradigm shift we're seeing in the market and the solutions that we're bringing to help our customers evolve and transform like we've never seen before. But I also know, James, this is just the beginning. There's more innovation coming.
There is. There's much more innovation coming. In fact, it's coming right now. So if you go to the URL on the screen, you can find the release wave that's sort of all the capabilities between April and October of this year. They're rolling out hundreds and hundreds of new capabilities. You're going to see a lot of those over the course of the next day. Thank you for joining us. Alyssa, good to see you. Looking forward to moving forward together, and we'll do this again next year.
I know. We have another incredible year ahead of us. And thank you so much for joining us today. Please enjoy the rest of the day. Take the time to learn, connect from one another, and always connect with us. We're so excited you're here. Have a wonderful rest of Invest.